How's it going, guys? Just want to go over a as quick as possible, 10-minute video on what is happening in the crypto markets and why I believe we are entering the final blow off top mania altcoin season phase, whatever you want to call it. Now, I just recorded this video, but it didn't come out to the quality as I liked it, as my settings were off. So I'm going to go over this rather quickly to condense it into 10 minutes. I want us to take a quick peek here at Bitcoin on the macro scale. I have two scenarios, two Elliott wave scenarios that I have us in. One of those is displayed here as a double 1-2 on the macro. And let's go down to the daily really quick so I can show you what I have locally going on, just on in a very quick manner. I have us completed an ABC pattern here. It's a 5-wave move, then a 3-wave move, and a quick 5-wave impulse. Wave C targets are respected perfectly to the 1 to the 1.382 extension, as well as basically tapping the 0.5 Fibonacci level from this whole move up. Even more locally, I have us in a contracting diagonal, which it looks like we're about to complete. Should look something like this. From there would complete our larger 1-2, from which we would continue on into a large wave 3. There is one other scenario here that could be going on, which I'm not as much of a fan of, but it still is a possibility. And that would be another double 1-2. Now, the reason I don't like this as much is this looks like a clear 3-wave move. But if you really wanted to count it as an impulse and then an expanding flat, you could. But the wave 2 is very long compared to the wave 1, which makes me discount it, but I am still showing it just in case because it does have a small chance. Let's zoom back out to the monthly now. Now, this is very important. I'll go over it very briefly. This blue line on the chart is our projected end date at the end of October in 2025, 1 year's time from now. And this is due to bottom to top cycle theory on Bitcoin for the last 10 years. And this is a theory of every bottom to top is about 1,064 days. And I'll show you this goes back all the way to 2015. It's something that is very consistent, and it is the only thing we have to go off based off a projected end date cycle. From there's two scenarios, and this is my preferred scenario, double 1-2. Now, what that would mean is we have to get moving quickly, and our wave 4s would be short, sharp, and condensed. Let's drop down to the weekly, because I do want to go over altcoins at the end of this as well, very briefly. Our wave 2s are approximately both 150 days. If we are to complete this cycle by October this time next year, our wave 4s cannot reach parity because it would take too long. And due to these waves being mostly sideways and long, we can expect alternation in Elliott wave theory. That means our wave 4s will be sharp and shallow. They will be abrupt drops, but not lengthy in time, as this also is the only way we can complete the cycle within a timely manner of 1 year from now. Now, projected targets I have here is 130K for our next upcoming wave 3 at a minimum, and preceding that, our 1-2 projected third target would be the 2618, as it seems a likely scenario. From there we would pull back for our final wave 4 and finish the 5th wave of the cycle, finishing somewhere between 150 and 180K is my projection. And the one other scenario is a classic 5-wave impulse. But if you take a look, it doesn't really look that great. 1, 2, our third, and our fourth look amazing. But if we are to finish the cycle 1 year from now, what would our 5th wave look like? If you take a glance back, it doesn't really look that great. The proportion is way off. Now this is possible, as we could have a very long extended wave 3 within this 5th, and a very long wave 4. It's possible. But what one is more likely, it is up to you to decide, and nobody can tell you for sure. My bias is this double 1-2, which would also make sense, get us moving and propelling as quickly as possible. Because that is the thing now in this cycle. We are racing against time. Time is the biggest factor in this cycle. We have to find a way to finish by October this time next year. Now that was a very brief example and scenario of what we are looking for. And again, that would look something like this, in a very brief descriptive manner. We're looking at this to finish the cycle. I do believe 4950K was the low due to confluence across the board, including altcoins. If we were to come back down and take this low, time proportion of everything would just be off. Now mostly on the altcoin side of things, most altcoins would break their lows and their counts would no longer make sense, and it would just throw everything off in a way that frankly just would not make sense. So I'm not expecting that low to be broken. I'm expecting it to be in, and possibly the last low of Bitcoin that you will ever see is at this 50K region. I do believe the mania phase and the final phase of the bull market is just beginning. Now, if you can't see how something like this is possible, it very well is possible. And it very well is common for the end of cycles to have a blow-off top phase. I do not believe we have seen the most powerful move from Bitcoin yet. I do believe it is yet to come. And I do believe this is the final accumulation range of Bitcoin. Now, I would like to keep this video 10 minutes, and it is very difficult to squeeze everything in to one 10-minute video, but I will post another 10-minute video after this explaining my take on altcoins and why I think everything is getting ready to explode. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you found this video useful.